Welcome to Gallery Jungkook. Hey. The cute pink rubber gloves that appeared during Jungkook's performance were no coincidence. They were placed so innocently, yet so obviously for everyone to see. The little hints Taekook always leaves behind, subtle signs, showing that they live together as a couple, appeared once again this time. We all know this isn't the first time something like this has happened. We've often seen Jungkook and Taehyung sharing everyday moments, like when they were washing dishes together. But this time, the detail stood out and couldn't be ignored. We all know Jungkook never wears gloves when washing dishes, while Taehyung always does. So how do we explain that those pink gloves suddenly appeared in such a prominent spot during Jungkook's performance? We could pretend not to understand and call it a coincidence. But the truth is, their placement was too intentional, too clear, not to reveal Taehyung's presence. Once again, this situation reminds us that Taekook cannot openly admit that they live together, but they keep leaving traces everywhere, like breadcrumbs along the path, believing that the sharp eyes of Taekookers will notice what others overlook. We must not forget Jungkook's live broadcast a few weeks ago, which caught everyone's attention. In the middle of that stream, the atmosphere suddenly changed completely. When a laugh, impossible to mistake, was heard, Taehyung's laugh. For anyone who knows that beautiful, unique, and pure laughter, there was no doubt at all. It was clear, natural, spontaneous. And only a few seconds later, it became obvious that Taehyung was there, sharing the same space with us, even if unseen on screen. That moment felt like a silent confirmation of what many of us already knew. Taekook are always together, even when they're not seen together. These two have given us precious moments, filled with affection and tenderness. The way they accompany each other, their small gestures, shared laughter, items placed strategically, all these add up to quiet evidence of a deep and genuine bond. It's natural that so many of us miss them dearly right now. It's not mere nostalgia, but a longing to see them again, to feel once more the warmth that touches our hearts. That's why our hope remains unshaken. We wish they'll appear together again soon, surprising us with small, meaningful details that fill our hearts with joy, captivating us with their love and tenderness, and reminding us why Taekook continues to hold the unwavering love and attention of their followers. Because even if they try to hide it, the signs are always there. And for those who know how to read them, it's impossible not to smile each time they appear. Once again, Jungkook have crossed the line. Years of insults and hatred directed at Taehyung weren't enough. Now they show just how deep their cruelty runs. Years of merciless mockery, dragging his name everywhere, attacking his family, hating him without restraint. And most terrifyingly, they've even dared to send death threats. How far has this obsession gone? It's unbelievable. As if all that weren't enough, now Jungkook claimed to have collected evidence and boldly presented it directly to the HYB director in Mexico. In this so-called evidence, they accused and blamed him, as if he were the cause of Jimin's rejection. They say the real reason people hate Jimin is because of Taehyung's interactions with us. According to them, Taehyung's sincere and spontaneous affection toward his supporters is reason enough to attack him. What kind of logic is that? In truth, they're only exposing their own lies. Because what they truly despise is Taehyung's openness, warmth, and honesty toward his fans. They're disturbed because, unlike others, Taehyung shows authenticity and gives himself with genuine love. Meanwhile, every day Taehyung shows just how much he loves us. Not just through words, but through actions. He takes time to interact, to be by our side, to share his life, to give us moments that should be private. But he shares them because he considers us an important part of his journey. It's this genuine bond that unsettles many. That makes some fans lose their minds and react this way. They can't stand seeing that Taehyung, like Jungkook, has such a strong and sincere connection with us. That's the root of their hatred, true love, that they cannot control. And while the haters are busy spreading hate and speaking ill of Taehyung, we can't help but wonder, how deep are their wounds, how insane, how obsessed must they be to maintain such absurd lies for years? In the end, all of this is just a childish denial of an already obvious truth. Let's remember, Jimin was exposed by his own partner. Their relationship was revealed. And instead of acknowledging it, he hid. He disappeared, living happily with his lover, without caring about his fans. 4 months he didn't return. And even after nearly 4 months of absence, he only reappeared when it was time to feed the fake pairing that some fans still believe in. That is the true face of indifference. An idol who ignores the fans, who defended him fiercely, yet doesn't hesitate to use them when needed. On the other hand, we have Taehyung and Jungkook, who not only love us, but keep proving it again and again. They share their days and nights with us, their simple routines, their small, real-life moments that show their closeness. They don't hide behind masks or pretend their affection doesn't exist. They give us honesty. And that's exactly what drives Jungkook crazy. The openness, spontaneity, and real love that they can't control or destroy with slander. Interactions like these make us realize that their bond is growing stronger. Stronger than we ever imagined. In the past, moments like this were brief, fleeting, hard to catch. But now, this dynamic has become a repeating pattern, clearer and more undeniable each time. Interestingly, Jungkook and Taehyung don't try to hide it. They don't try to cover up what's between them. Instead, they choose to show it naturally, as if their relationship is simply part of everyday life, not something to conceal. This openness makes every moment a quiet yet powerful proof that their relationship is deepening, becoming more visible, harder to ignore. And the more often they show it, the clearer it becomes to anyone who pays attention to every detail. We can't forget Jungkook's live broadcast a few weeks ago, a turning point that caught many people's attention. It began like any other, relaxed and familiar. just as he always makes it. But suddenly, amid the calm, a sound broke through the routine. A pure, unmistakable laugh. A laugh that only Taehyung has. It took only a few seconds. The echo of that clear, natural laughter changed the entire atmosphere. That laugh needed no camera or image. The sound alone was enough to confirm Taehyung's presence, sharing the same space, even if unseen by the viewers. Amazingly, it didn't sound staged or planned. Instead, it felt free, spontaneous, sincere. Like a small revelation that unconsciously affirmed what so many had already suspected. That brief but powerful moment is now forever etched in their fans' memories. In other videos and captured moments, Taehyung and Jungkook show a natural closeness that seems to defy all outside rules. They appear to live in their own world, in a space unseen by others, where no words are needed to understand each other. A glance, a small gesture is enough to make the other react, as if they already knew what would happen. A silent language only they understand. An unchoreographed dance where one begins, and the other responds with equal tenderness. If Jungkook leans, Taehyung follows. If Taehyung touches, Jungkook immediately reacts. To outsiders, these gestures may seem trivial, but they're filled with deep meaning. A togetherness that goes beyond appearances. What's fascinating is that their bond doesn't depend on context. It doesn't matter whether they're on camera, surrounded by others, or under thousands of eyes. Their reactions remain the same, spontaneous, natural. As if only the two of them exist in the world. And it's in this spontaneity that the strength of their bond lies. Not as a conscious effort, but as something inevitable. It's their natural ease that makes fans keep waiting for the next detail, the next gesture, the next moment. Those quiet, wordless exchanges continually reaffirm the unique connection between Taehyung and Jungkook. A bond impossible to replicate, and even harder to ignore. In the end, everything we've seen and felt is not mere coincidence, but fragments of a real story between two hearts deeply connected. Taehyung and Jungkook don't need words. Their presence with each other says it all. Every laugh, small gesture, and subtle detail becomes a language of love understood only by those who believe. Taekook never left, they simply love in silence, leaving soft traces for those with sincere hearts. Thank you for watching. Continue supporting with love, not hate. See you in the next analysis. Only on Gallery Jungkook, where every small detail tells more than 1,000 words.